Yeah, I imagine. We're live. Ready to make some money. Welcome, 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 welcome in, everybody. Let's do this thing. Let's have a good day. Let's have a great day. Handsome man. Handsome man. Let's get it. I'm excited. It's still being that. It's incredible. Actually incredible. There. What we did there. What we got that there did. Actually incredible. Good morning, my boy. What's up, saucy man? Handsome brother. You handsome gentleman. A scholar. Where do you... That's my man right there. Aw, I didn't mean to do that. Roof. That's my boy right there. Big day. Look, all we need today is just 1,500. Pass these accounts. And then tomorrow, Friday, would be a good start to a good day. And then more importantly, the actual day that matters, Sauce, would be Monday. So today, hopefully, we pass these accounts. Friday, tomorrow, we have a good day. You know, like 100 points, 2 contracts, okay? And then fucking Monday, we hit it big. That's the goal. That's the goal here. That's what I'm hoping. That would be a paycheck in the old bank account. Here, let's see what the hourly chart's doing. We kind of made it a massive, massive move. All the way up to that previous week high. We wicked it, then we came down. We did not close the gap. Just showed that it could be. Which makes me think that maybe we retest, you know, some of these prices, some of these ranges before dying. Oh, I hope you have a good day at work, though, brother. Hope your day over there is chill, too. I'm excited for you to get in here and start having this be a part of your day, too, you know? Where we're just sitting here every day, just chatting on stream for a couple hours, shooting shit, finding the spots, you know. Market opens up here in about 30 seconds. Let's get the music going here. Let's get some hype. I'm not liking this one. Change his remix up. Shush. 30 seconds here. Market opens. Here we go. This is overnight. This is where market closed. Or technically, no, it wasn't. Technically. Close was here. Just need 15 points today with the old NASDAQ. Opening candle. Kind of a weaker opening candle. I think today's bearish overall. My first prediction of the day. Here's this high being tested now. 76s. Will we see the 86s trade? There's the 90s now. Getting a little bit of a pop this morning. Getting a little bit of a pop here. Back to the 80s. Can the buyers get this above the 18,900 whole number? Above the 900s. Well, we have this obvious spot here at the 22s. And then even more of a bigger area here is around these other highs, around the 950s. So we're looking. 950s is a hard short. It isn't though. Pushed right back under now, under those overnight highs. Pushed under those overnight highs here. This should technically be a spot to try it here, but I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Otherwise, I would have just tried these. I would have tried, more honestly, 74. I want to see what this price does here. These 65s. Price is still here at the 64s at the moment. Price is now trying the 86s again, where we already sold to the previous high this morning. Sellers did react here. Back to the 70s. I'd like to see a push down now below here and then one more retest of this price. I'd like to see these 60s give up a little bit. Into the 50s. Still very early. No reason to force any trades. This 18,900 whole numbers being a bit of an obstacle. Price is hanging out here at the 18,090s. Trying the whole number, the 900s there, finding a little obstacle. We've stalled here at these highs, overnight highs, all morning. Back under the overnight highs now. We pushed to the 1900 whole number. Still some obstacles, still some resistance. Trying the 18,900 whole number again here. Are we going to see in a push? Trying again in the 19th whole number. Are we going to get a push out of it finally? Price is trying again here. 900 whole number. Trying the 10s. There's the 10s. Will it find the 20s? There's the 20s now. There is the 20s. Can we see some continuation now? Opening print price was very stagnant. Excuse me. Price is trying the 30s now. Seeing some decent extension. Very strong trend. Take a peek. Nuclear. The trend's going nuclear. Trying into the 40s now. Price is trying into the 40s now. 18,940. I would be willing to try a short at these 67s for a 10-point stop. I would be willing to try a short at the 67s for a 10-point stop. The only reason I'm not going to do it is just because we're still a little early in the day. I want to be a little bit more patient. Try to pass these combines. Otherwise, I could take one contract, but it's not the strategy we're running with, so no trade in one contract. Nice push from the Bulls this morning, though. I think opening print price was 30. So we opened at the 874s. So when did price end up just getting to 63s and turned around a little bit. I am going to try it. These 68s here. Hoping to see this wick hold. The reason I'm taking this trade here is for this range. If we get a fill, it should be fairly quick. If we get a fill, we're being a little eager, I guess would be the word. Technically, I'd want to be playing this other wick, but we already broke it, so. Don't need a lot here. Don't need a lot here. Just want to see the price give up a couple points. Right to RTP, preferably. Little sellers. Just a couple sellers, please. Alright, that one didn't work. So that range wasn't going to be held. That's okay. Getting a push into the 80s now. Getting a push into the 80s now. Where's this cat might turn around? 1900 whole number. Does that make sense at all? Not really. I think we're getting a good enough momentum. Not really. I think we're getting a decent enough momentum. Well, we have one more try with these combines. Otherwise, these are going to be busted. What we're going to be hoping for is a 10-point stop and a 26-point profit now. We were trying to trade this 70s level or the 60s level, which is a decent offer, decent opportunity, decent try. And price is pushing though this morning. And take one more try at these combines, otherwise they're gonna bust. We're gonna go max leverage, hoping for a 10-point. We're gonna go for a 10-point stop, 20.6-point profit. And this is kind of the thing too, right? Is like it's just got to be within your strategy. And we're completely satisfied with the results. See price try this. We just tried to take this range here to see if this would hold. It did not. So now we want to see kind of where this ends up turning around. Wait for a push. Wait for a retest of that price wherever it decides to. And we're going to take that. Pretty big opening range. Pretty big opening range. About 100 point opening range. A little over. Price is now trying the EMA. Might just be a day to be buying some momentum. If this was going to give us a pullback in an entry, excuse me again. What are we liking for an entry? Not really a fan of any of them. We turned right around right before that 19,000 whole number there. What's up, Wanichi? We all gonna make it, Juan. Oh, how you doing today, man? How'd your trading day how'd your day go yesterday? How you looking now? We took a 10-point stop loss, max leverage, so that's the 1,000 points. Or the $1,000. We took a 10-point or max leverage trade here at the 65s this morning. Price ended up obviously pushing through, so we lost that range, which, you know, that's the strategy and that's okay. And now we're just kind of waiting. Gonna be a little bit more patient. Take our last trade, same thing, 10-point stop. Next one's gonna be about 26-point target, and yeah, we're either gonna pass these combines or be back tomorrow with a new set and try it again. Price is trying this up here now. Looks like some bullish price action to today, so just keep that in mind. The Bulls look serious. Trying the 19,000 whole number now. Will they get it? Bears push it down before. The Bears pushed it before. Little wick there. Did it get the 19,000? Just short. Hasn't gotten there. See if the 19,000 whole number's traded now. Otherwise, we might be taking a poke. Want to be a little bit more patient since we're looking for the 26 points the other way, but this is setting up decent here. There's just nothing here at these 19,000s. There's not enough of a range. Otherwise, I would have tried. So, like, you see how we've rejected. That's why I was willing to try these 60s. 19,000, there isn't as much. So we could see the 20, 19,020. We could see a lot. We could see a lot of prices up here. So right now, I just want to be patient. NASDAQ just held down under the 19,000 whole number there. Just held underneath that price. Looking for one more stop, one more trade. It's going to be max leverage, 5 contracts, 10-point stop, 26-point profit. See if we can grab it. Be patient for the setup. We tried earlier this range. I'll draw it out for you. It's not really super relevant because obviously it didn't hold, but just so you guys can see what we were thinking. We were trying this range on this pop-up, see if we get a little push off of it. Instead, we're finding some continuation, and price is trying into the 19,000s now. Will it find some support? There it is. Let's see it continue. Let's see if it can continue. See the 19,000 number, how it's reacting. A little bit of stall, but you got to think we pushed up from overnight low at 4 a.m. We're up, 400 points. So very bullish. 19,000 still. If you were willing to take a, one contract, you could try a short here at these 19,000 whole numbers. I'm looking for max leverage 5 cons, so 5 contracts cannot take this range. There's not enough confirmation here, but for a single lot, it's a decent opportunity. I only have 10 points of stop with the strategy that I'm using right now. And we took a swing at the 960s. It didn't land. Now we're just going to find another spot, take a swing, and hopefully it can either pass these or we'll be back tomorrow and do it again. Do her all over again. How was your how are you doing, Juan? How was your trading yesterday? How are you doing today? What are you looking at? What are you thinking? So right there you can see 19,000s 10 is being held at the moment. Let's see if I can actually get a push lower or if the buyers are going to keep pushing this up. The strategy that I'm using right now, I just want to speak on this really quickly. The strategy that I'm using right now is what I have Okay, so one of my best friends, he's a better trader than I am. If you guys trade with Topstep, you've seen him name on the big board. He's like number 4 or 5 on the all-time big board, I think, right now. Very profitable, a couple $100,000 in the last couple months. Very profitable, and his strategy is really simple, and it's kind of similar to what I'm showing you right now. Find a range, take a trade at that end of the range, at the very end of it. You're at the where you think it might be the end. Put a 10-point stop loss, max leverage. It's either going to work out and move for you. I think his win rate is about 13%. So, or no, his day win rate is 13%. So his trade rate is 33%. So think about it like this: you trade a range, right? Which I just tried the 67s. A third of the time they're going to hold. A third of the time, they're going to give you enough of a move away that you can put a break even on and then just see what happens. And then a half of those third of the time, so about 15%, is going to move in this range, will hold again completely and give you a bigger move. The reason this is amazing is because you're always risking the same, right? 10 points, $1,000, or if you're bigger contracts, 15 contracts, $3,000, like whatever your strategy is for your account. You can be very consistent with your loss, but your win could be massive if it holds. And he was just the reason I even blew my funded accounts that I had yesterday or the other day. So I was trading them with one lot. I took them one lot. I only took one lot trades all the way to 15K payout, and I was a couple days from another payout. But he just showed me, he's like, man, you're gonna keep taking these base hits, these small payouts. And I know 15K isn't small to a lot of people, but for what I'm trying to do and for where I'm at, it's like it's definitely. It's a good size, a good start, but it's not a very big payout. So I was just talking to him about like my struggle to find the bigger wins, and he really made me realize that if you want to take this number, like this, all trading is numbers. So again, just trust the numbers that, yeah, you're going to be wrong a lot with the strategy. Again, two out of your 3 trades are just going to be wrong. Boom, that 10-point stop, you're wrong. 10-point stop, you're wrong. One of the 3 trades you take will be somewhat accurate and it will hold enough for you to put break even on, and then maybe you can get a bigger move. And then half of those thirds, about 15%, you're going to get a really strong reaction. And as long as you're holding when you get that big reaction, you're going to eat back all your losses and be incredibly profitable. So that's kind of the strategy that I'm adopting. You guys are going to watch it in real time. This is kind of new for me, so I'm not sure how long it will take for me to get really good. I mean, a 10-point stop loss in the NASDAQ is precise. Like, that's tough. But if you are able to hit that, you have a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money. Price is pushing still, 940s. Hasn't seen anything but straight green since the opening. Opening print price was the 18,870s. And we've just pushed straight up here, about 90 points from the push, or about 70 points from the open. Trying the 50s now. Buyers are looking pretty serious. Yesterday, we obviously rejected at this high, so this might be a spot where you could consider. We have a 10-point stop, so I'll show you this hourly chart really quickly, just for anyone else trying to learn the strategy. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This is where price rejected from, right? This previous week high, actually, the real previous week high was 250, which we might see trade right now. Anyways, the previous candle high was this 140s that held yesterday at these highs with this news. So realistically, it could be a decent spot to take another opportunity. We're kind of breaking out. Let me draw a little trend line actually really quickly. I kind of noticed one. Ooh. Trend line. Why did that just happen? Bring my hourly back here. It's a little stretch. A little bit of a stretch. So yeah, you can see we're just getting straight momentum right now. I think the next spot that'd be worth an opportunity, depending on how we deliver there, would possibly be these 160s. And then if that ends up breaking and hold and buyer support that, 250. But right now, just let the buyers do what they're gonna do. They're showing you their strength, and right now it's going one direction. I can't decide if I like. Can't decide if I like. Look at the symbols. Because then if I have the black on the outline, which is like what I'm used to, all you see is black, right? And you have to zoom in quite a bit to see price action, and it's different. Where, yeah, I don't think I like it more. I think I like having the candle just kind of be what the candle wants to be. That way you can see, like, you know, it's just different. I don't know. Personal preference. Personal preference. Very strong hourly candle and a decent close. So now we're up to where price ended up dying from. I think the 100 whole number would be worth a stab. 106 maybe. That was an intraday level though. Don't really want to trade an intraday level that much. Would rather trade something with a little bit more conviction. Might try to bank on a reversal or something. Today would have been prime for that orb strategy. Yeah, opening range breakout. Yeah. The only reason it wouldn't have been really gorgeous is we just have never retested it. So like this, I'll draw out a little rectangle for you, bro. This, what is it? 930. So this candle here to 1545. So this is our 15-minute range right here, right? And we never got a retest of this price to see what would be. Oh, look. So the only, I like opening range trades. Once you break out of this range, you extend, but usually this isn't very normal price action one. We almost always get a decent little retest, like a retest of this, especially this 50%. 50% of the opening 15-minute range. So if I flipped over to a 15-minute chart for you guys, which I only trade in the 1 minute with the 1 hour confluence, but put a 15-minute chart on. That was this candle here, right? And the bottom, or this 50% range, is almost always a pretty decent spot that's held. Today we didn't even get a retest of it at all, so very bullish. That's why we even took a short at the 60s, right? Just because we knew that there's a chance we could get a reversal. Again, our job isn't to hit every trade. Your job is to just be profitable, okay? So that sounds really simple, but if you actually play by that standard, you're gonna be profitable, because trading is like poker or math. It's literally just having an edge that you can trust, that if you just consistently blindly play out, you'll be profitable. Did we end up getting to the 100 whole number there? Turn around to 79s. Is that anything significant? It's where price kind of broke from yesterday. We had some wicks there, but nothing really significant. No. So now we just be patient. Again, this might be some buyers being exhausted. Really strong hourly candle there. Hard to short this thing without a little bit more confirmation, just because we already tried it here at the 60s and she died. So I want to see this. And this has been pretty common too with the last couple of days with the NASDAQ, if you guys have been paying attention. Like, we had this really tough day where we just sold all the way away from it. Never even got a chance towards VWAP till the end of the day. Next day, same thing. Very bullish until a couple pushes at the end of the day with VWAP. And then yesterday was a little bit different, where we kind of danced with it. And so today we're same thing, extending completely off of VWAP, separating ourselves, which just shows strength. Buyers supporting this hold here. If there was a decent level here at these 100s. 100s is more of a decent level than just these 70s. Again, we're only going to be, again, max leverage. You know, give yourself a spot where you think the market can hold within 10 points. You might be wrong. Statistically, you will be like 2 out of 3 times. But when you are right, you'll get enough to put on break even. And then when you're really right, you're going to change your whole bank account, change your entire profit. That one trade, so let's just say 15% of the time, when you hit that one trade 15% of the time, that will make your entire week, your entire month, your entire, really, if you do it properly. I've seen it make your whole year. You can make 6 figures in a day, and I've seen it happen. So it's really just about finding a strategy that works for you, making it make sense within, math and within numbers for your personality, being okay with it. Are you able to take, 80% losses or lose 80% of trades? And then when you make money, you make 40, 30 grand and pay for all of it. Are you able to stomach that? No. Well, that's your preference. I went the other way. Again, if you look back on the account, I took one contract only, and I took it to a 15K payout with these 5 accounts. And then I sized up to try to make a bigger one to try to play this strategy. And I blew those accounts after the payout. Very okay with it, because now my strategy is the same thing. I'm going to risk this max leverage every trade for the next 90 days. I want to try it, see what my strategy ends up playing out, because I've seen it be extremely profitable. And so now it's just kind of, molding it to my personality, molding it to how I specifically see ranges, and then seeing, back test how well can you do. We're getting pushed now. Still, as you can see, from opening print, we've just gone one direction here. So no reason to chase this. Don't chase. Wait for an opportunity. Wait for some good structure. I'd say I wouldn't even be willing to take a short here until this price at 140. I would try a 140 short with a 10-point stop. Even 142. Try a 142 with a 10-point stop. You might get a really big move. Again, 2 out of 3 times you're going to be wrong. Are you okay with that? Because if you are, and you can stomach it, your profits will be significantly larger than your losses. And that's literally the only thing we're trying to do here. We're not trying to be correct. We're not trying to predict the market. We're just trying to make more money than we spend, right? And so that stretches across a lot of different variables. Price is trying the 19,100s here. Slowly stalling a little bit, which would make sense. We've just gone straight up for the last 40 minutes. But at some point here, I'm going to get a decent little opportunity for a pullback. This is the 15-minute range of the day. 15-minute ranges are usually pretty decent as well. They usually are fairly consistent, so. Price is trying down to the 19,100s. Trying down to the hundreds. It's finding some momentum. Really crazy push this morning. At some point, it will be exhausted. Question is when. And it could be these 100s. This whole number, 19,100. This is where price died from yesterday. So if you look back at this hourly chart, price died. We stalled, and then eventually when it really did die, it died from this 19,100 whole number. So might be another spot where we turn around. For us to find out, I'm going to want to see, where do we actually get to? 106? Yeah. So I would like to see some type of reaction, some type of push off, and then one more test of this wick, and we would try it. And that would be our 10-point stop. It would either fire or it wouldn't. I don't know if I like the 100 whole number as much as potentially the high of day yesterday, just because we are so bullish right now. High of day seems likely. I mean, look at this hourly candle. Extremely bullish. Hard to want to step in front of that thing. I'd want to see a strong reaction off of this price and then one more test of that wick if we are going to get our entry. Doge isn't a bad offer. I want to see it push off of a little bit more here. Boom, 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 boom. Into the EMA. What's the reaction? It's a decent little move off of the 19,100. So again, that price does look like it might be holding. So now I'm going to actually put an order where price just left from at the 95s. Yeah, we're going to put an order now, limit sell 5. So we're max leveraging where price just left from, right? Into the 60s now. Nasdaq's getting a bit of a move. Want to see this try. Buyers bring it back up one time. It's been so one-sided, we might not get it. Next obstacle is going to be these 80s. See if we can even get back above the EMA, back towards our price. The key with another key with this strategy is patience. So trading one lot, you're always willing to like be a little bit more flexible with your entry. But with this strategy where you're risking 10 points and you're being so precise, you cannot do that. You have to put your price. So like I'm playing these 2 wicks, right? So we're holding at the 95. So at 105 we'll be wrong. Again, only 10 point stop. So to break that high would be wrong. But we'll see what happens. We might not even get an opportunity. Might get a pullback into some range around here. VWAP's curling pretty aggressively. Let's be patient here. Will to win trades. I've been turning in the last few days. Very helpful for me in practicing patience. Hell yeah, man. That means a lot, Will. That's what I'm saying. Like, patience in this game is the way to get paid. And that's what it's about. Again, our job isn't to predict the market. It's not any of these things. It's just to make more money than we spend, right? And impatience is a really quick way to empty the bank, just because you're always going to be poking and trying to find these spots. That's why I love limit orders. Like, you can always just set a spot and that's it. It's either going to get filled or you're not going to be a part of the move, and that's okay. So, like, absolutely, patience is something that you got to just hone in on. It takes time. It takes, like, I'm not sure how long you've been trading, Will, but just when you've been doing it long enough and you start seeing the same thing over and over, like this setup right here, on a normal day, I would be trying with a 1 contract. I'd be playing the top of this range around these wicks. Well, it's because we're compressing below the EMA and might die. Yeah, impulsive trading, man. It's a really quick way to blow accounts. And I mean, this is the thing. It's like, I'm not opposed to blowing accounts. Blowing accounts is completely normal. This is the game that you're participating in. You will be wrong. Again, you have to be okay with being wrong, because that's just what trading is. It's just about when you are wrong, make it smaller than when you're right. like that is our only job. See this is a price where I would have tried previously with a 1 point at the 75s. And then I know I'd take some drawdown, because this entry at our 95s I actually like a lot. I'm shorting 91,100, looking for 19,000. Yeah, I'm shorting the 900s too, the 100s too, buddy. Let's hope it works. Timothy Netto in there in the chat. He's the man. He's the one that shows this strategy works. You're gonna try the 100 whole number that no adds, huh? So you're thinking I'm wrong with the 95? Oh, I'm gonna hold the 95 where price left from. Trading the wicks. At 100, I feel like we might not get filled. But I think you might be right. Let's try bringing it up a little bit. Play these wicks out. That's what I'm saying. I want to trade where price left from. I'm gonna stay at the 95s actually. Trade where the price left from. I'm already in. Oh, okay. Well, that's helpful then. Okay, Thomas is in, going for the short to the 900s. I am trying to get in at the 95s where price left from. We'll see what happens. Will, what's your strategy when you're trading typically? Like, how many lots you usually run in? Are you trading micros, minis? Are you trading Nasdaq ES? What's your thing? With current action, I don't know how much I love the retest though. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see 9100 trade. I did want to see a retest of where price left from though. Just a flick into it. Like, I didn't want to see it really retest it. I just want to get tapped in. See how this price action acts. Again, the strategy. You're going to be wrong a lot, but that's okay. So I trade macros 5 MNQs. Hell yeah. It's consistent. And then do you have a consistent loss? What's your entry strategy? Are you like trading breakouts? You momentum trader, reversal trader? Whatever it is, man, just, again, stick to the same thing. Be okay with losing. Find a spot that you think it can work. Put it in. Fund it with Apex and Topstep, trying to get payouts. That's what it's about, brother. Apex is tough with their trailing drawdown, but I respect it, and I respect the effort to grab it. Yeah, Tim, this is it's a scary entry here. Hoping this holds. 91,000 whole number. Man, that wick, I thought we were about to get fixed in there. So, like, that wick at 91. I mix momentum or some SMC mixed in. Okay. I like opening range breakouts. Momentum's really strong and trending. I'm not super familiar with SMC. I know it's a little bit like ICT in a way, but it works. I know ICT strategy, because it's so consistent that a trader can adopt that mindset, is profitable, just because the market's going to do what it's going to do if you can just be in the right place. If this new strategy doesn't work out in your 90-day run, are you going to go back to your original strategy? I don't know. It really depends. I know that I've been trading the way I was for like 8-9 months, made like 12, 15 grand profit. It's okay. It works. But again, it's never going to be enough to make a big difference unless you're able to actually take the winners that are big. And I'm going to give it a try. Yep, just liquidity. Yeah, that was just a liquidity run there. Oh, that's SMC. It's just liquidity. Cool. Trying to mold my personal edge with these concepts. Yeah, that makes sense. That's how it works. But no, Juan, I think I'm going to stick to this strategy. I know that it works long term, and my strategy does work short term. Again, you're going to make money. You're going to make payouts trading one contract. It's just I always had a bigger stop. And so basically I'm taking the same type of a trade. It's just now I'm putting my price at a spot where if it's going to hold, it's going to hold within the 10 points. And if it's not going to hold, then you're going to know quickly, and then it's okay, because I was always risking 1,000 per trade anyway. I was just risking 1,000 with one contract, so I was giving myself 50 points. Now I'm risking 1,000 anyway, just with 5 contracts, 10 points. So I'm trading a tighter entry, same stop loss I normally would take, but if it hits, it's going to pay more than the one contract ever could, right? Don't love the way we're flicking around here. I don't know if we're going to get a retest of our price now. We're going to leave it, though. We're going to leave it at the 19,000, the 95s. I know Tim doesn't want to see it come back up here. I ideally would, just for a quick little fill, a little Philly fill. The way price action is building here, though, I don't love this as much. I really don't. And actually might try now those wicks back to the 100. Let me show you what I'm seeing and why I don't like it as much. Bull flag, right? So you have a clear spot where we have a nice pull. Price is kind of consolidating, condensing. I am going to take this order off. It's tough because the strategy says to leave it, but feels like it still wants to push higher. It does. So I'm gonna take the strategy, just order off. Let us see what happens. We would have just been filled there. Keep in mind, but this is the bull flag is the reason we're taking this off here. And if it does keep pushing, where we're gonna be looking for is these 40s. Although if it doesn't die here, let's see what happens. Price is looking very bullish right now. Price is looking extremely bullish right now, which makes me think we might be trying. So if we didn't take our order off there and we would have just eaten that at that, again, what we were hoping for was this price to give us a test, and then that would have given us a re-entry or put a break even on, and then we would have stopped break even on this trade. So now that it's actually showing that bull flag I just showed you guys before we did break out of it, no reason to be trying to short that. All right, well, let's see here where we might be going. Again, 140s was this previous high yesterday, or 160, but then that lined up with Tuesday's high last week. So could be an opportunity there. If you look at the hourly chart, though, it's very bullish, right? So just be careful. Bulls are clearly in control right now, although I feel like that was just a fake breakout. If they get this back below, it's going to be interesting. Price is trying back to the 19,100s now. Anything towards this EMA would be an opportunity. Trying to see what the hundreds does. This is where we were originally seeing that this range would hold. But that's another thing about trading these big ranges, right? So we're trying to trade a level, a specific level with a tight stop. It should respect it, right? Your trade should be respected, and if it's not, you're going to be wrong. That's just, I mean, again, you have to be okay with that. Seeing the 110s trade here, buyers look like they're very in control today. Overall, the news adopted from yesterday was accepted. We broke into the gap a little bit last night. So, like, look, yesterday we had this push up, kind of chunked off, and then consolidated below VWAP, and then pushed back towards the low. Overnight, sold into the low of yesterday's low, into the touch of that break. We have a gap, and then just found some insane buying. So, and that wasn't any news, right? Interesting. Saying by June there will be guaranteed impact felt by the tariffs, and that tariffs could increase unemployment, and the market loved it. It's like, oh yeah. Price is at the 120s now, slowly still squeezing higher. Just be patient. There's really nothing to take a trade here. These 40s might be a spot I'd be willing to. 45-ish. The only reason 45 is tough because we have a 10-point stop, and 60 is the high, or 67 is higher day. So it's like, or previous higher day. But you can see 40s was that Tuesday wick of last week, and then 41 was supported yesterday with some big news. 40 was killed again. So that one push to that 67 is the only thing. So we could try stop a 10-point at the 40. See how price reacts to get there, though. Otherwise, we don't want to force anything. Price is at these 120s now, finding a little bit of resistance. Still only about 20 points from that breakout. Let's see what happens here. I really don't mind these 40s as an option. Maybe I could do the 50s. That way we can, well, 67. 67's tough because, but really, I mean, if you look at this, we have liquidity here. Liquidity, these 250s is pretty big. That was that last week's high. Very strong liquidity. Then obviously this top of this range where we had that initial candle reaction to the tariffs being paused. So, you know, lots of options, lots of opportunity. Just be patient. Look for something that makes sense. We're kind of turning around here a little bit at the 100, at the 120s. Back below the 100s would be a pretty good indication we might be getting a little reversal. EMA is going to be the obstacle. See how it reacts here on the EMA. See how price reacts here on the EMA. We've gone directly up since this morning. VWAP's now breaking into the 15-minute range. As you can see, this is the 15-minute range. VWAP's breaking into it. There's a push back below the 100 level now. Buyers, they look like they love it. The buyers that look like they enjoy these prices. Pushed back above the 110s. Finding some support here. Continue towards those 50s and 60s. Holding the EMA. Decent little wick there. Let's see the buyers push it here. Let's see the buyers push and continue this here. Into the 120s. Again, 140 could be a spot we could consider our 10-point stop. Take a trade there. The only thing I don't love about it is that yesterday's high is 67. So we'd give ourselves that 17 points. That if we did want to retest that, well, we'd be on the wrong side of it. Although this action here, incredibly bullish. Like, nothing really about this tells me that we're going to turn around at this pivot point. Maybe the 250. That's the last week's previous high. I think we could possibly go see 250. Seems so far away at the moment, but in this market, it's, 100 points is really nothing crazy. Nasdaq's trying now to the 140s. As you see, it did hold, retested the 100s, pushing again. Holding it and trying again. Here's the 140. So this is getting an interesting place to see. This is where we are considering taking it before. So let's see how price reacts here. This is one push, two push. Still consider this two pushes. So I haven't even seen the third leg of this wave yet. Here's 140 being traded. What's the reaction here? What's the reaction here at the 40s? Gonna be a really big spot. Again, two giant reactions from this previously. Being only 27 points from previous day high, I'm skeptical to take a trade here. That's why I'm not putting this position on. Otherwise, this is pretty close to what we'd be wanting to see. Could trade yesterday's high as an opportunity. 250 is above it. That's previous week high. Also very strong liquidity. So let's see what price does here at the 40s. Still stalling a little bit. Big spot. This is a big pivot point for the Nasdaq. Let's see how it reacts. Will it push to the 60s, previous day high? Will it reject here? If we reject here, we know why, right? $10:30, hours, officially the first hour of the market. We still have only broke out of this 15-minute range and haven't even visited it yet. VWAP's pulling into this range. We're getting quite a bit of extension. Very, very big move from overnight. London bottom around the 600s took us all the way up here. Price is slowing up. Still right here at the 40s. As you can see, big battle price. Buyers and sellers both agreeing on this. Trying to decide who might give up first. EMA's been supporting price this whole move. So don't really short until we get below the EMA. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Gave up a little bit once they reclaimed it. Reclaim. Here's a push into the 50s now. And still finding higher prices. Previous day high at 67. Want to see that reaction. It's clearly previous day high. Yeah, absolutely. It does seem to want previous day high, Will. EMA has been supporting this move. Every time it runs into it, they're finding some buyers. Once that breaks, that will change the direction. A little wick into the 50s there. A little wick. Depending on how this candle closes, we might be able to take a chance. Previous day high. The only thing I'm curious about is if that previous day high is going to be enough fuel to just push past, or if it will be supported. Because that 250, previous week high at 250 is pretty attractive too, especially being only 70 points from previous day high. So you're going to see this reaction. Price is still very strong. Buyers are showing you where they want to go. No reason to argue with them. Let them do what they want to do. Man, I do. Previous day high is way too close. Here at the 67s, I have my line on it. See how the price reacts on the EMA. Every single time we ran into it, we're finding some support. The trend won't really change until sellers prove that not to be the truth. Back to the 50s, it looks like. Same thing. Price is slowing up a little bit, but it's finding support on the EMA, and buyers have been in control all day. The trend is our best friend. No need to argue with it. Let's see a push here into the previous day high. 55s, 10 points short from it now. Yeah, Thomas. Bad day to be a perma bear. Perma bears got killed today. Straight buying. You see how this previous day high level reacts. You can see we're not like finding a lot of momentum to it. We're finding some resistance. I liked it a little bit. I like that a little bit for our entry. I would have wanted to see a quick pull towards it before a better reaction out of there, but got wicked out on a long. That's terrible. I haven't even seen a spot would have taken a long other than this reclaim here, but we were interested in a short at this 100, so it wasn't why I was considering a long here. But other than that, we haven't even had a pullback or anything even slightly attractive. EMA still very much supporting this. Into the 60s. Will it get the overnight high or previous day high? Ooh. Price is pretty slow right now. There it is. There's the previous day high. Want to see how this reacts here. Otherwise, if this gives a nice little wick and then a push back towards the EMA and then a retest of this price, I'm going to give it a whirl. Try getting along the previous high retest at 107. And then you got wicked out by that dirty little candle there. That's filthy. I am going to take a short here. Retest of the previous day high. It's either going to hold or it's not. And if it doesn't, 250 might be on the lock. But again, the strategy, you're going to be wrong a lot. You're going to be okay with that. Find a level that might hold. Be okay with it. See what happens. Yeah, getting wicked out on that 107 is filthy, Tim. See a retest of previous day high. It's going to enter us in our trade here. Right, NASDAQ? You're going to enter me in that trade, right, NASDAQ? Right, Nazi? All right, we're in. We're looking for more than that, though. We're looking for 26 to pass this account. If this does go, it's going to be for the bang. That's what I'm saying. That's the strategy. Try a 10-point stop. It's going to either work or it's not, and it's going to be quick. For some reason, these didn't bust. It gave us 100 points there. Interesting. Boom, boom, boom. And then she's going to wick us out, huh? It's criminal. I only have a point of drawdown, so I can't go 5 anymore, unfortunately. And it looks like we might have just got wicked out too, Thomas. Try to get along with the pressure. Try. I'm gonna try another short here. I only have 1 point. No, technically I have, like 8 points with a 1 contract. 1 contract is not the strategy that I'm trying to go for, so gotta take that. But you guys can see how, had that not just played out, we would have just passed these accounts. How do we not just got wicked out there? And that's just how it is gonna be sometimes. I'm gonna try. Sucks. I only have 1 contract. All right. Well, let's see a retest of this price. I'm gonna try another one. I only got 20 minutes till Europe closes here at 11. So literally right there, that's down to the 140s. We tried the 67s where we're at right now. Obviously 77 stopped us out. Price went to 79. So we got stopped out by 3 points on that. That would have brought us pretty much 45, 77, 22. So we still wouldn't be out of this trade yet. We wouldn't be done yet. EMA still trying to hold us again. We're going to try to go where price broke from here. Get an entry at these 69s. See if we can get a fill. We should be in this with 5 cons from these 67s, but it wanted to stop us out. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Again, we're gonna be wrong sometimes. And that's just how it is. You just gotta make more than you spend. I want to see the Nasdaq retry this price one more time before dying on us, though. We only have one contract, so we gotta just try to, you know, poke at it. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Battling at the EMA. Has been finding support here most of the day. I want to see if that continues to be true or not. Very overextended in general. And she looks like she's going to lower. Can you give us a Philly feeling, guys? We'll fill first. Excuse me. Price is still here at the EMAs. Hasn't given it up yet. Below this previous low will be a little bullish, bearish. EMA all day has been supporting this, so I'd want this candle to come give us a fill soon. Otherwise, I don't really love it to keep hanging out here and then give us a retest. I want to see that be kind of a quicker reaction. Well, had we not just, so you guys can kind of see, I hope you guys can see that trade, this range one specifically, because you were asking about the strategy. That's how close it was to just working, right? So I got in at the 67s on the retest of that wick, and it got to the 79s. So I was stopped out by 3 points, and we would be up 76, 24, 7. You know, we'd be up 2,600 right now. And so, again, as long as you're okay with the loss, the opportunity here, and by the way, we'd be up 2,600 right now with a lot of opportunity for downside. So I just want to see the way the rest of this plays out. But that's the trade we took. It's kind of building a little interesting structure. If this bottom doesn't break here, well, I think it will, but yeah, we'd be up 3,600 now. Be up almost 4,000 now. So you can see that trade, like the style, you're going to lose every trade. You're going to lose anyway as a trader, right? Our job isn't to not be wrong. Oh my word. Imagine if we were in that, boys. We were short from the 67s. So we would have, so to be proper here, we would have had to go for the 70 or the 69s to then take the 79. Yeah, 70. Tough. That's what I'm saying. It's tough to have a 10-point stop in the NASDAQ, but if you can catch it like this, and you can see ranges will be played out. This previous day high was the range that we traded towards. Once this previous day high supported, we're finding some continuation now lower. Oh my word! Like my feelings only hurt a little bit from that one, NASDAQ. You could have helped me out. You could have given me a little 3 points there. We got stopped out on this massive move. Into the 110s now. We found some support here previously. Could be another spot to find some support. Volatility picked up quite a bit now, so let's just be cautious of that. We're not going to get a retest of our price anymore, so let's take that off there. We're going to try, only have what? I'm going to try 2, I guess. And just take a 5-point stop at the retest break of this price. You can be okay with having a tight stop. Tight stops are okay. Caught that move, thank God. How was 700 in drawdown? Hell yeah, Will. Glad you caught that move, buddy. Take that drawdown, bring that right back. That's what it's about, man. Again, make your winners bigger than your losers. That's the only name of this game here. Want to see a retest of where price broke from here. Having a tight stop, 2 conts. It was a really beautiful trade. It really was. I'm glad you got to take it, Will. It was just tough. She wanted to go 13 points instead of 10, and so we took the 10-point stop there. But again, the strategy shows, though, right? If that did hold within those 3 points, which again, 80% of the time it's going to happen. 80% of the time we're going to get stopped out. But when it doesn't, and we would have been a part of this, we got $5 grand. Now imagine that across 5 accounts. It's a $25,000 trade, right? So just so you make more than you spend, right? Make more than you spend. That's our only job here. Price is looking fairly weak now. Failure to get back towards these. I don't know if we're going to get a fill back where our price was. We're going to leave it, though. We got 14 minutes till Europe closes. Hell yeah, Juan. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. So, like, no shade, but, like, you caught it with those 5 micros, right? Is that enough to equate? So, if you were 700 in drawdown, which your strategy is different, but just hypothetically, if you were, you wouldn't be able to make that back with that trade, right? So it's like, it's really hard. It really is, and you just got to make more than we spend. But hey, you caught a winning trade, bro. So W's, congrats, no doubt, no doubt. As long as it's within your strategy, that's what it's about. Retesting this at 100 whole price here. Price is trying the 100 whole number again. See the reaction. Oh my goodness, boys. 67. This is almost, if we were in this with our five minis, this is at 67. At right here, this is a $10,000 trade. That's what I'm saying, $10,000, and that would have been on 5 accounts. And had this been the funded accounts, so that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, just be okay with losses. Take spots that you can manage a 10-point stop. Obviously, we got a little unlucky there with a 13, but this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I hope you guys are still in this. Hope Will and Juan, you guys are still in this, holding this thing. We broke through the 19,100s. The next place where you could be a little, interested was where we already found this previous support around these 60s level. But another big thing about holding winners is just time. So you're going to take some drawback. It's going to come back towards your profit a little bit. Be okay with that. Hold for the actual, the break of this, we have a lot of opportunity for lower here. We really, really do. Will, he held close looking for a re-entry. That's okay. That's okay. So where did you exit? What was your exit price? What was your strategy? What was your reason for exit? One big thing I've been trying to do, Will, that's been a struggle for me, is just holding actual winners. This is a really decent retest of this previous price at the 19,100s. We're reclaiming it. Let's see the reaction. Yeah, because if you can, dude, I would take good trades, and this was like even when I'm trading one lot or whatever, I would take really good spots, but again, your winners have to be bigger than the losers, right? So if you're not able to hold through the actual move, obviously you were in a little bit of drawdown, so you were more eager to take that off, which I experienced as well. It's like, whoa, I'm in some drawdown, 700 specifically, exited at 119. Decent little exit. We had some reaction here. That I can see why you got scared. Stops at 125. Well, you just got stopped there. You were trailing this stop. That makes sense. This is it's really tricky, right? Because the thing is I've said it like 10 times today, but it's just so true. When we move, we're gonna. I mean, when you're gonna be wrong, you're gonna be wrong. $600 move down 100 now. So, bro, beautiful idea there. You got out of the 19s, and this ended up going down another 20 points. So nothing crazy, right? You did have a decent exit, but I still believe this has downside. This reaction, this candle is pretty bullish. And obviously it is a bullish day. You guys are trade counting trend with that trade, but the idea is, let me show you guys back to the idea, right? Previously, yeah, I'll leave my order on, but I just want to show you guys on this hourly chart. Previously, where we were trading this 140, reacted, we pushed off of like 2,000 points almost, like 1,000, 1,800 points off that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. I just want to demonstrate a little. And then this price, we also got a strong from the 140s to the 600s. So, you know, another 500 points. So in the idea, our logic was that if this price does hold, which it did at the moment, if it did hold, it has an opportunity to give you 400 or 500 points. Both times that it did push off this, it did hold 400 or 500 points. Now, obviously, the market doesn't just repeat itself over and over, but at the same time, it does show you opportunities. And now look at this right here. Say we did get into this, whenever we did get in for a 400 or 500 point move, it's not going to be immediate. It's not going to just get in and then move 400 points. So what this did is this move from our price, the 67s, all the way down to the 80s, so about 80 point move to show the direction, and that's going to give you a retrace, right? To actually stop out people that got in there, and then the actual continuation of the move. Now, I was hoping that we were going to retest where price broke from at the 150s, but it looks like it might be here at the 130s. Looks like it might be going a little early. Let's see how this reacts. Strong reaction from the closers. Now we're still right around that price where you got out, Will, right? So it's like you still would be you both y'all should still be in this trade. One, I know you guys stopped at the 125s, but again, once you get in, the strategy I like is, which again, whatever you guys do is you, but get in, take your stop, and then hold break even. Because now our price at the 67s, had we did get filled, or had we not been stopped out, can I just see how beautiful of a trade this would have been? Seriously, I mean, look how, like, why did it have to go to the 79s on us? But anyways, our break even would be back here at like the 66s, right? And so we'd be so safe, so safe. We'd watch all this price action that's happening, wouldn't even be affecting our mental. Oh, that's so fair. That's so true, Will. I didn't even think about the trailing draw. That makes it really hard. It does. It makes it tougher. That's why it's like Apex it's unique in that way. But if you can make it work, we've seen with JDCap and with Kane and those traders, like, Apex can work if you're really, really good at taking base hits and being okay with not needing to catch the move. I like Topstep. My strategy is to make that $10,000 in one trade, right? Retest to 56 should be pretty likely. 56. Yeah, I agree, Tim. This is where I would have taken my profit too. This is where I would have set my limit. Unless you're talking about 156. In which case, I was going to try the 47s, but if you think the 56s. Building some bullish reactions here, though. Yeah, I'm done in my top step. Up 1.2K. Hell yeah, Will. Congrats, brother. That's sick. Lock that shit in. That's what it's about. 6 minutes till Europe closes, boys. I'm going to be getting out of here in 6 minutes. We're going to take a stab at this before the end of the day. Nah, downside. Yeah, me too, T-Nads. That's where I thought price could go to. I'm just trying to find a spot to get in with them. And I'm going to try these 50s. Try these 50s. We got 6 minutes left till Europe closes. I'm going to try and order at the 50s. We only have like five points of drawdown with 2 contracts. So it's not super likely, but if it happens. If it blows these accounts, then we just restart them and go again tomorrow. Our job is to not be correct, but to just make more than we spend, gentlemen. Yeah, that 50s price below is where I'd be holding to, Tim, as well. So hopefully we can get a fill here. Where price left from, that's the idea. Price left from these 50s. I want to see it try these 50s one more time before actually leaving again. We only have 5 points to stop with these two contracts, so it doesn't feel super sexy, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully this fills us. I don't want to see this fill us now and not really like slowly trickle in. Let's get a fill. We got 4 minutes till Europe closes. Give us a little Philly fill, please, Nazi. Oops, sorry about that, boys. Skip. Y'all do me a favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe if y'all aren't. Helps a lot, means a lot. Be back tomorrow doing the same thing. Close Friday out. Have a good week. And then we'll obviously have our weekend. Safer play right now could be long off EMA. You like EMA long? So you think continuation. I think you're right for a little points. I'm just gonna hold here with only 5 points. Yeah, I know the 5 points is my problem with this range. EMA long isn't a bad idea either. I just wanted this to come and fill us on that candle. The longer it trickles us, the less likely it is. 5 point stop. We're probably gonna bust these, but it's okay. We're willing to take a chance. And then we'll be back tomorrow and do the same thing. Can you give me a fill quick, please, Nazi? Would have been loved to have been filled on that price there. Would have loved to have been filled on that candle there. I don't want to see this really trickle around here. The more structure we build right below it, the more likely we are to get some continuation. One flick and fill, Nazi. A flick and a fill and then a leave, please. Here we go. We're going to get filled, right? Right, girl? 2 minutes till Europe closes. Into the EMA now. Oh. I feel like this is going to turn around here too now. Oh my god. Oh. We were off by... What is that? I don't even know. I don't like that reaction as much now, honestly. I don't love that reaction as much now. I think that's going to get popped. Well, we would have had our break evens on. I think this is going to break through the bottom of this. We were just off by a point there, you know, nothing crazy. Oh, man. Tough today with our fills. I mean, that's just the game of trading. Because now we're hoping for this. If we did get filled on that candle, which it got to 149, so we were a point away from being filled. And if it did get filled, we'd be in for hoping this EMA to break, right? Decent structure. I'm going to try it anyways. I'm actually going to try the 50s. Only have 2 points. Come on, Nazi. Are there any other live traders that you study? Not really one, honestly. Not really, bro. All right, well, we were hoping to get filled and be a part of that. We're going to try to long the EMA here just to decide with these accounts, but I'm actually pretty bearish. But we're just gonna go for it. Long this EMA here, limit by 2. We have a very tight stop as is, so actually I want this side to break. I'm shorting these two. Shorting this side of this wall. Gonna give us a fill. Oh, he doesn't mean live traded like that. But yeah, Tim is live with Topstep. And he is the man. So I do study him, but no, I don't watch any other live people trading live on stream. Can you give us a fill, NASDAQ? My golly. Did that candle just wick us again? We only have 5 points to stop. This is going to be tough. Can we get a fill, though? I officially have to leave. Price is trickling. This would be a decent spot. If you had more than 5 points, this is a really decent spot to take a trade. Now die, NASDAQ. Now die. Death to you. I need this to go all the way to 26 for us to be right. So we need this to load. This low to break. We got to see the EMA break here. I want to see the EMA give her all up here. See the EMA just like, oh, I can't do it. Oh, boomy. Decent little move. We'll see the bottom of this breakout. If it does, like it hopefully will. I'm just going to put this break even on now. And this is crazy, but I have to leave. I have to go back to work. So I'm going to end stream here. Sorry to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. But I really appreciate you guys for hanging out. Again, hit that like button. I'll let you guys know tomorrow if we end up passing these accounts with this trade or not. Otherwise, they're probably going to just be broke even or busted. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Sorry to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. But I appreciate you guys a lot. Be back tomorrow, see what happened, and good luck the rest of your trading day. Juan, good luck. Will, be safe out there. Tune ads, you're the man. All right, peace, boys.